I don't know if I've ever explained before. I was cast in West Side Story on January 9th, 2019. 1919, so 19 is my lucky number. That probably interests no one, but it's interesting to me, so bye.
But it's also really important to me that I share with you not only the really good, exciting moments, but also like the little blips where I just don't feel great. I think that's really important that you see me as a human being, because I think a lot of people don't. So I don't know. I want that disclaimer out there.
To all the people who are up in my DMs trying to guess what character I'm playing, I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna answer your DM.
This movie was supposed to be Rachel Zegler's big comeback. A gritty, intense drama with a bold storyline, a daring director, and a cast full of top-tier talent.
What would you say to those who are just kind of overly critiquing the film at this point? You've worked so hard on it.
There was a lot of excitement around the project, but suddenly, everything stopped. Production didn't just slow down or shift schedules, it was completely shut down, without warning. The studio quickly blamed it on vague scheduling conflicts.
This girl does not deserve a feature-length film.
But people close to the set are saying otherwise. According to multiple insiders, the real issue may have been Rachel Zegler herself. For weeks, there were quiet signs that something wasn't right behind the scenes. Crew members have been whispering that it wasn't problems with money or set. Design that caused the shutdown.
I will elbow everyone out of the way.
It was Rachel. Her reported behavior, her unwillingness to cooperate, and one major argument may have pushed the director to call it quits. One insider said the drama didn't just appear out of nowhere. It had been slowly building, with Rachel at the center. There were reports of people walking off set, loud arguments, and even awkward moments caught on camera. At one point, an assistant director allegedly threatened to quit on the spot.
All of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby.
Despite all this tension, Rachel didn't seem too concerned. According to one person who was there, she acted like the entire project revolved around her, as if the rest of the crew and cast didn't matter, and the timing couldn't be worse. Rachel's public image was already shaky after months of backlash over her comments about Snow White and a few uncomfortable red carpet appearances.
I'm the hottest person in the world.
Many people were hoping this new role would help turn things around for her. But now the story isn't about her comeback, it's about how hard she might be to work with. Insiders say it all started with small things: eye rolls during scenes, showing up late with a coffee in hand, and acting like the set was beneath her.
I'm like so ready to just throw my phone away. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but I know it's gonna happen.
From the very beginning of filming, there were quiet signs of trouble. Then, the tension grew. Rachel reportedly clashed with the director over creative choices. She didn't like how her character was written and allegedly pushed for major script changes, even though the script was already finalized.
I don't want people to see me as ungrateful or anything like that. I was nervous that that's what this makes me look like.
Things reached a breaking point when the director, trying to ease the growing stress on set, gave Rachel some gentle direction. Nothing harsh, just some notes on tone and timing. But instead of taking the feedback, she reportedly exploded. Witnesses say she raised her voice, accused him of questioning her talent, and stormed off the set in full costume, right in the middle of filming. After that, everything fell apart. Crew morale dropped.
That she believes that she should be able to express herself and speak her truth, or whatever nonsense, regardless of the consequences of the...
One actor refused to shoot scenes with Rachel, unless a mediator stepped in. The makeup team started avoiding her trailer, and the atmosphere on set turned toxic. Still, Rachel reportedly felt like she was the one being wronged. Sources say she told people she was misunderstood and unfairly targeted. But behind the scenes, the studio's patience was wearing thin. People who've worked with big stars say they've never seen a production stop like this. It wasn't just a personality clash. It was full-blown burnout for everyone involved. The situation mirrors some of the criticisms Rachel has faced before, being difficult to direct, trying to take control of projects, and becoming the center of the story.
I will elbow everyone out of the way.
When she's not supposed to be. Once news of the shutdown broke, the internet went wild. Memes popped up, Reddit threads exploded, and one harsh post summed it up.
According to reports, Gal and Rachel got along during filming. It's afterwards that things took a turn.
She's not unlucky, she's just unlikable. And this wasn't a small indie film. This was a major project meant to rebuild her image after the Snow White controversy. Instead, it made things worse. Now, the whispers in Hollywood are turning into warnings. Casting directors are thinking twice. Agents are becoming cautious. Studios are reportedly removing her from shortlists.
I can also be having the greatest time and simultaneously wishing people would stop sending me death threats.
According to one entertainment lawyer, nobody wants to insure a lead actor with a history of on-set meltdowns. And Rachel knows that. Behind the scenes, she's reportedly reaching out to people she's clashed with in the past, trying to get ahead of the story. Some say it's less about telling her side and more about saving face. Even her fans seem split. Some say she's being bullied. Others admit they're tired of making excuses for her. And here's the thing. This movie wasn't even about her. She was brought in to support someone else's vision. But now, she's all anyone is talking about. According to one actor who witnessed the moment everything fell apart, it didn't end in screaming or throwing things. It was quiet and serious. The actor reportedly packed up, removed their mic, and left without a word. They'd had enough. And once they were gone, the production never recovered. This wasn't a case of two clashing egos. The other actor was reportedly respected, professional, and easy to work with. Losing them meant losing the heart of the story. It also sent a message to the studio. Something was deeply wrong. The studio tried to cover it up, but the truth got out quickly.
I have nothing interesting to say. I look insane.
Insiders say Rachel had become so controlling and unpredictable that people would rather walk away than deal with her. Some think the actor who left did it on purpose. A quiet protest meant to say more than any angry tweet or PR. Statement could. And it worked. The studio panicked, and instead of trying to calm things down, Rachel may have made things worse. She broke her silence with an unexpected Instagram Live. No official statement, no carefully chosen words, just her in a hoodie, rolling her eyes, and shrugging.
It's the most emotional experience that a person can go through to know that what they're working on is something that has reached a generation of people.
Everyone's ignoring my calls. Whatever. I don't care, she said. People watching weren't just confused, they were shocked. Why is she acting like this is a joke? One fan asked. Another commented, "This doesn't feel like..." Rachel Zegler's meltdown, a career in crisis, told in simple words. Rachel Zegler's recent behavior has gone from surprising to downright shocking. In the middle of an emotional rant, she casually said, "I'm going to be on a talk show tonight, and I'm going to talk about them." She said it with a smirk, like it was a power move, but to many, it didn't feel bold. It felt like sabotage. If she had any support left among the film's producers, that moment probably ended it. No movie studio wants their leading star publicly trashing them live, without filters or care for the consequences. What Rachel did wasn't just out of touch, it was risky. Some fans thought she was trying to come across as a misunderstood rebel. But instead of seeming honest or real, she looked like she was spinning out of control and dragging everyone else down with her. Then came the TikToks. In one clip, she sarcastically said, "There's two of me. Double the trouble. Aim, I right?" It was meant to be funny, but considering the rumors that she was the main reason for all the problems on set, people didn't laugh. Comment sections lit up with viewers calling the video embarrassing, out of touch, and a disaster for her image. Even the people who still wanted to support her struggled to find excuses. One person wrote, "I want to like her, but she makes it so hard." Critics had a field day. Fans stitched together videos of her dramatic rants, actors walking off set, awkward interviews, and sarcastic headlines. Her image, once seen as Hollywood's fresh new face, was now being mocked online, all because she couldn't or wouldn't read the room. And here's the twist. Sources say her team begged her not to go live. They even wrote her an apology letter and planned a way for her to recover her public image. But she reportedly refused and told them she was done playing nice. Just like that, any chance of saving her reputation was gone, ruined by her own actions. Her co-stars were said to be furious, and the studio was doing everything it could to manage the damage. But things didn't stop there. Legal problems started brewing too. Rachel's live streams and TikToks weren't just bad PR, they could have broken her contract. According to insiders, Rachel had signed a strict agreement not to talk badly about the movie or share behind-the-scenes info. But the way she spoke, her tone, her words, and the number of times she criticized the production made studio executives wonder if she had crossed a legal line. "You can't slam a movie while you're still filming it," one veteran in the industry said. "That's not just career suicide, it could lead to a lawsuit." Lawyers were quickly brought in to review every clip and comment. They weren't just checking for contract violations, they were looking at whether her public comments could lead to legal problems. By openly talking about crew walk-offs, yelling matches, and delays, Rachel basically confirmed the behind-the-scenes chaos. And she did it in front of millions. Inside the studio, the mood turned serious. They began collecting evidence, screenshots of her posts, messages from cast and crew, and even reports of people feeling uncomfortable or unsafe. One assistant said she felt genuinely afraid when Rachel started yelling during a scene. If that makes it into an official complaint, this isn't just bad press anymore. It's a real legal risk. Even Rachel's own legal team was reportedly panicking. They advised her to stay quiet and hope the situation would cool down, but staying silent after everything that happened only made people ask more questions. Meanwhile, one of her co-stars reportedly walked off the set completely. Online, the backlash grew louder. Hashtags like "replace Zegler" and "on rehire, the crew" began trending. Fans created edits replacing her with other actresses. Some were joking, but others were dead serious. And through it all, the studio said nothing. A clear sign that negotiations or legal steps might be happening behind closed doors. One producer close to the project reportedly said, "This isn't about finishing the film anymore. It's about making sure no one goes bankrupt." That might sound extreme, but there's a reason. Insurance companies can refuse to cover losses caused by a star's behavior. Rachel's actions could cost the studio millions. Now, there are whispers that the studio is drafting a legal way to fire her and keep the movie going without needing to redo the entire film. It's a last-ditch move, but insiders say it's being considered. At this point, even finishing the movie might not undo the damage. And what about the people who used to support her? When Rachel first became famous, she had powerful friends, directors, actors, producers, who believed in her. But now? Silence. Not even a hang in there message. One producer deleted old tweets praising her. Another actor, once close to Rachel, hasn't liked any of her posts in months. When asked about the drama, a former co-star just raised their eyebrows and walked away. Even media outlets that once praised Rachel's bold Gen Z energy are slowly backing off. Headlines are changing from "Rachel speaks her mind" to "Rachel's rants raise eyebrows." It's subtle, but in Hollywood, tone is everything. Sources say PR firms now consider her high risk. Managers are warning clients not to be seen with her, not at parties, not in photos, not even grabbing coffee. Guilt by association is real, one publicist reportedly said. Even her fans are divided. Reddit threads that once cheered her are now filled with disappointment and confusion. One fan summed it up. She said she didn't want to hear our opinions, then live streamed for 2 hours trashing everyone. "I'm out." It's not just about the fans. Her overall reputation is crumbling. The word liability keeps coming up, and not from internet trolls, but from people in the industry. A film she was supposed to star in after this one, a romantic comedy with big-name actors, is now quietly recasting her role. Even a major brand that had lined her up for a spring campaign has removed her from all their ads. No statement, no apology, just gone, like she was never involved. That's how Hollywood moves on. Not with a dramatic firing, but with quiet deletion. This isn't just about Rachel losing a few jobs. It's about the message being sent across the whole industry. Studios are rethinking how they handle rising stars, especially bold, outspoken ones with big online followings. They're starting to add behavior clauses into contracts, especially for younger actors. Speak out if you want, they're saying, but don't burn the house down with you, Rachel's story could have been about finding her voice. Instead, it's turning into a warning. One insider put it best. "She's a walking HR risk. The red flags were always there. We just ignored them because the hype was too loud. Now, that same hype has become hesitation. And with it, the industry is changing course. Rachel Zegler's future in Hollywood is unclear. And the people who once cheered her on? They've gone quiet. So, the big question remains. Can Rachel come back from this? Or is it already too late?